coerced, cajoled, and blarneyed them into joining his battalion. And I found that not all were Irish. This surprised me, since most accounts refer to the unit as being Irish, even as to its name. So this outfit, comprised of military runaways for one reason or another, only had one thing in common as to why they joined the other side. They were all immigrants who could not find what they were looking for in mid-19th century America. They were seduced into searching for it, whatever it was, elsewhere. The original 43, whom Riley first encountered in a Matamoros Mexican jail, in fact were deserters like him. Most were indeed Irish, but there were also some British, some Scots, and a few other nationalities. In fact, on that monument were a dozen German surnames. One of these Germans had been a corporal in the 4th U.S. Artillery. In my tale, he became Mexican Sergeant Henry Octor, Riley's right-hand gunner. He helped turn the other San Patricios into artillerymen instead of infantry, which they all had been. I created a German squad within the mostly Irish ranks and delved into why these Teutonic immigrants might have turned against their adopted country. It helped that my Irish grandmother had married a German. So I patterned their broken English after that of my grandfather, to whom English was a second language. An Irishman named Patrick Dalton, a veteran in his late 40s, which was old for those days, was listed as second in command. So I made the older, wiser Dalton the kind of father figure and nagging conscience to the young, impulsive Riley. Dalton had been a soldier in the 2nd U.S. Infantry for 10 years. He had served in the swamps of Florida fighting Seminoles during that 1835 war. This meant to me that he could have served under the command of a Colonel William S. Harney, who I learned laid a heavy hand not only on the Seminoles but upon his own troops. During the Mexican War, Harney was commander of the elite 1st U.S. Dragoons. They're mounted soldiers, comprised entirely of what was then termed native-born Americans. I portray him as obsessed with bringing justice to Riley and his band of despised immigrant turncoats. So Dalton, Riley, and their followers, and Harney and his dragoons share a mutual, visceral animosity. It cuts deeper than anything merely military. Harney, to put it mildly, was more than a military hard-ass. When Harney died peacefully many years later, the inscription on his tombstone read, "He was a hard hater." Well, my story required a villain. Over many months of writing, another character emerged on its own, upon whom I had not counted: music. I found that it was pervasive on both sides, even during combat. The U.S. Army had regimental bands and fifers and drummers. The soldiers themselves sang favorite songs, mostly of home, girls, alcohol, and lost loves. And the Mexican Army also had brass bands and fifers and drummers as well. Among the soldados, they sang corridos, or folk songs, mostly of home, girls, alcohol, and lost loves. So I took one last name off that marble monument: Corporal Dennis Conahan of the 7th U.S. Infantry. I made him an Irish fiddler, more minstrel than military. Through him, I integrated into the story music from the era, from both sides, as Conahan and the other San Patricios gradually melded into the language and customs of their adopted new home. Toward that end, I now conclude my long-winded, few appropriate remarks, abandon the podium, and pick up the guitar. The Slackjaw brothers are in-house and will play a few tunes which proved popular during the Mexican War and which are woven throughout the fabric of my novel. After our set, I'd be pleased to answer any questions about the book, the uniform and artifact displays, or the music. Heck, I'll even sell you a copy of the book. And thanks again for coming.